Well, I've had those VT Oman power supplies now, the power units, for over a month. Let's see how we're getting on. Incidentally, also I'm testing out a couple of webcams in this new unit. One's 4K, one's full HD, so they're not going to be a perfect match. They're always going to be out of sync. Hello, I'm just doing just a bit of tidy up work, to be honest with you, in the other workshop. And I just thought I'd point out, because a few people have asked, and I'm really pleased that you've asked. A few people have asked, how am I getting on with my power supply in this unit? Because of course where I am here, there is no power. It is just a garage when all's said and done, but I've turned the garage into a number 2 workshop, basically for the summer. I'm not too sure how it's going to be being here in the winter. And they're both glowing at the moment. Yes, I bought 2 of them, but only one's in operation at the moment. I'll get closer up to it and show you more of that in just a second. But that one unit that's plugged in on the right hand side powers up all my lights, which you can see up above. It powers, or is powering I should say, that monitor, which is a 42-inch Panasonic. It powers up my amplifier, my music, and my computer here, my little PC. And I've been in here for about an hour, and it's currently got 1.5 hours on it. Now at the moment I've got all the lights on. The only thing I haven't got switched on at the moment is a soldering iron, but everything else is working as it should be. Everything else is plugged in, so 1.5 hours to go on that. I'm drawing 150 watts. I'll give you a closer look. Now, I will switch the lights off, otherwise it will blind the camera. But as you can see, I've only got one kind of in operation at the moment. And that's this one. 73% left. 1.5 hours. I'm doing 145 watts. So that'll give me an hour and a half. But if I switch a few things off here and there, that timing will go up. But I've got 2 of them, and I've got another one here, which is, it's at 100%. So if this one does, if I want to stay in here for like 5 or 6 hours, both of them will be absolutely fine. Don't forget, these charge up in the car as well, which does come in handy. You can't charge them fully in the car, but let's say you were going on an hour and a half journey, you'd definitely get 50% back of your power if you needed to. So it often helps if I'm doing field jobs, if I'm going around, to take one that's running low. They don't take long to power up at home either, and when you buy them they do come complete with either a car charger or a mains charger. That's completely up to you. They do some of my cameras if I want them. So overall, and I think these VT Omans, these are the VT Oman 600, is it called 600 plus, something like that. Technically it can hand up to 1200 watts. If you were to plug something really powerful in, let's say you were to plug something that's 1500 watts, it would still run it, just wouldn't run it at full speed. So if you're sticking a big electric drill in, on the fastest, hardest, most abrupt setting, it will probably run it at 80%, 90%, something like that. But of course, if you've got a drill that's only 600, 800 watts, it would handle it absolutely fine. I think they're great. And as I say, I bought 2 of them. I got them for 150 quid each, but the prices have gone up. They're about 190 quid now. I don't know why. One of these is a reconditioned one, so I bought that one for 150 quid. And then I wanted another one. All of a sudden, they'd all gone up to 195 pounds, but then this one was offered reconditioned, and it was brand new in its box with everything, and it was reconditioned by VT Oman. and that was 150 quid reconditioned. Why the prices went up, I don't know. Tomorrow they may be down to 140. But these seem to be very popular. I like the style. They're pretty much lightweight. Nothing much to see on the back and the sides. From the sides they look like an old Dansette record player from the 50s and 60s, don't you think? Which is possibly why I quite like them. But they power absolutely everything that I need here. As I say, they do all my lights. Well, obviously, they do everything. And my music, which I can't play any at the moment because I'm bound to get a copyright strike. So if I want to come in here and do some bits for a couple of hours, which I regularly do, it's a bonus. And those power sources are just fantastic. They work really well. They power everything up that I need them to power up. At the moment I'm testing this because this is the faulty one that I picked up free of charge because it keeps rebooting, yet I have not managed to find... I'm going to have to turn that down because of copyright strikes and also the fact it's BBC News. But this has not been rebooting at all. This has been absolutely fine. I'll leave it on there. So yes, those devices in the corner, the VT Omen 600. Some people are going for the double powered one, so they're going for the 1500 watt ones, which is fine. But of course, when that runs out of charge, you've got nothing. If you think about it, isn't it much better rather than having one big one, say one big 1200, one big 1500 watts? Isn't it better to have two 600 watts and then you've always got one ready to go? So while one dies, you charge that one up and use the other one. Whereas the 1500 watts, you've got to wait for that to die. Then when it dies, you've got nothing while you're charging it up. Am I making sense? Possibly not. But yes, very pleased with them. I'm not trying to sell them to you. I'm not bragging about the company. I've only had them for a month, but my goodness, they really do the job, what I want them to do, to give me some power so I can come in here for 2 or 3 hours if and when I want to, get my work done, do some soldering, do some repairs on the benches here. I've not really used them as much as I need to and should be doing at the moment because I've got the old one wired up and I'm using that, only because the weather's a bit naff. It's great to come down here when it's sunny. The only problem with coming down here is if I have the door open. At the moment we're locked in, but if I have the door open like this, and as you can see, it's pouring down with rain. If I have the door open, a lot of my friends walk past and they want to talk and they want to come in and they want to have a drink, and I don't get much work done, but you know, first world problems. So yeah, very impressed with them. I think they're good. If they come down in price, I may buy another. But if I find one in a few months' time for 120 quid, I mean, it's just a bargain. And the fact you can use them in the car, the other thing I'd like to use one for is, of course, taking the drone out. Great for charging the drone batteries up if you've used all your drone batteries actually in the car as you're going along. So they do come in handy. But why they've gone up in price, I don't know. It's a bit sad that they went up. Do you notice that from time to time? There always seems to be something in fashion on eBay that everyone's going for, and you've bought one, and you've noticed that everyone seems to be buying one. And then all of a sudden the price goes up and up and up, which I can't figure out. You would think if they were in favour and the flavour of the month that the price would come down a little bit. That doesn't seem to be the case with these, but I keep monitoring them every week and see. I'm not after another one just yet. But I think I would like another one, maybe in a couple of months' time, something like that. If I can pick one up for 150 quid, under that, maybe 120. I think that's pushing it just a little bit. But thank you for the people for asking the questions. They are brilliant. They are just so good. I think they're great, and if I didn't think they were great, you know I would tell you. So I thought I'd do a little thumbs up. There are other makes available. There's 2 or 3, and I think, if I'm being honest, the ones that I've got are possibly the lower end of the build scale. But I really can't complain, and I would get another VT Omen if I find one at the right price. Great for camping and stuff. But thanks for asking your question. I just thought I would do a little update on them. And if you're interested in them, go and grab them, especially if you can find one at under 150 quid. I might have a quick look in a second. Have I brought my phone here? Yeah, I have. My phone is here. So I will I'll go and have a look, see if I found one for 150 quid. I'm not buying one today. The amount of money I've spent in the last couple of weeks, you know, sometimes when you spend money that you haven't got, so I've got to start recuperating some bits in. But yes, thumbs up, they're great.